Hello everyone, and welcome back to Bulldog Weekly Season 8, Episode 6. I'm Ezra.
And I'm Edie.
In this week's episode, we'll hear from the new drama director, get a glance behind the scenes of the homecoming skits, and visit Katie's Korner.
Sounds great! But before we get to that, here's Mr. Devoll and Mr. Carrig with the week ahead of school and sports. Take it away!
Hello everybody, welcome to the rundown. Today is Sunday, November 3rd. We just had daylight savings, so we're into our first full week of November, but it really isn't a full week for us, and I'll explain. So Monday is the 4th, and we're going to have a mentor day, but the mentor day in Bulldog Block is only for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we'll meet with our mentors, we'll make our selections for our upcoming week, because Tuesday is no school. It's election day, and we have teachers are in the building, but students are not. So it's a full day of professional development for our staff. Wednesday, back to a regular school day, we have the Bulldog Block that will feature Model UN. So if students are interested in the Model United Nations, Mr. Chase is going to have an informational session, which is going to be great for kids. Thursday is the 7th. Miss Mogilnicki is starting up a fashion club. So if you want to learn more, see Miss Mogilnicki during the Bulldog Block. Friday is the 8th. We have a couple colleges here, so we try to target our juniors and seniors that will meet with college admissions reps. They are Eastern Connecticut State will be here, as well as Sacred Heart. I feel like each year we send students off to both of those colleges. So 4 days of school this week. Monday, nothing on Tuesday, then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. First full week in November. We're in term 2, and we're rolling. See ya.
What's up, Bulldogs? Tournament season's here. Lots to update. First of all, congratulations to our entire fall sports program. Every tournament available team did qualify for the state tournament, so we had 100% of our teams who could make a tournament make one. That's an unbelievable achievement by our athletes and coaches, so congratulations to everybody on a tremendous regular season. Postseason highlights: field hockey playing the 33 versus 32 play-in game last week was defeated by Groton Dunstable 2-0 up on the road, way up in Groton Dunstable. Great season by them, but they are eliminated from the postseason. A tremendous season for them to get back in and be competitive in that game against Groton Dunstable. So no small shakes there. Girls soccer on Saturday defeated the 21st ranked Montechusett Tech Bulldogs. They advanced to play in the round of 32 after playing that prelim, hosting that prelim. They'll be at number 12 Auburn, 5:30 on Wednesday up near Worcester. So if you're looking to travel up there, get a head start. That's a pretty busy trip to get up to Auburn, the greater Worcester area. But good luck to our girls on Wednesday at 5:30 at the 12 seed Auburn. Boys soccer will host tonight the number 20 Norton Lancers. They play at 6 p.m. out here on the field in the round of 32. So looking to get their tournament off and started, skipping the prelim section with a 14 ranking. They look to take down the Norton Lancers tonight at 6. Volleyball, fresh off their win yesterday at 11 a.m., a little Sunday morning matinee, defeating the Hanover Hawks 3-0, the 29th ranked Hanover Hawks 3-0 in the gym here. They'll play again on Wednesday against Shawsheen. Shawsheen Tech coming down from Billerica for a 6 p.m. start. That is the round of 16. That does come with GoFan admission with MIAA tournament rates. So we're looking at $8 or $10 for admission. We'll post our GoFan links once they're sent down from the association. look for those links to go out to student and parent emails and on our social media. Anybody looking to attend will have to pay by GoFan only on Wednesday when we play Shawsheen here. The same is probably true on Friday. We're waiting to hear about admission rates and policies for Friday. Football will be hosting the Medway Mustangs. So we played Medfield earlier. This is not the same team. This is Medway. Same conference, same geographic area, different team. We'll play them on Friday at 6:30. A potential big doubleheader on Friday if our volleyball team does beat Shawsheen and does advance. Not to put the jinx on anybody. If they advance, we're planning to play that game on Friday ahead of the football game. So a very busy night on campus on Friday. So wherever you're headed to support the Bulldogs on Friday, if the opportunity arises for both, arrive early, plan for parking to be at a premium, and it should be a really great electric night for the Bulldogs. One quick plug for Unified Basketball. They'll be headed out to Martha's Vineyard on Friday to play a non-league exhibition out on the island. Good luck to them as they prepare for their November 13th showdown with the Tri-Town Police. Hoping to repeat as champions in that tournament, in that game. They'll be hosting a fundraiser event. More to follow on the details of that event. Look to Coach Fenton for outreach for donations and some other things to kind of expand the offerings of that evening. But we're really excited about that event. For everybody else who's getting ready for for a winter season, registration will be opening this week. The registration deadline is before Thanksgiving break, so you need to have all of your registration, physical forms, any paperwork turned in, verified, and current and on file prior to the start of winter sports, which will be the Monday we get back from Thanksgiving break, December 2nd. The cutoff for registration will be well ahead of that, so stay tuned for the link, for the deadlines, for any information about tournament games and admission rates. It's a busy and very exciting time to be a Bulldog, but what a week we're about to have. Looking forward to it. Go Bulldogs.
Thanks for the informative update.
And now it's time for some segments. First up, let's check out Dylan's interview with the new drama director.
Hello, everybody. So today we are here with Mr. Braden Fonte.
Hello.
Now, you are the new drama director, right?
Yes, I am.
Wonderful. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, so of course my name is Braden Fanti. I have been doing theater since I was 11 years old. I majored in theater at Rhode Island College and I graduated 2 years ago. Since then, I have dove into theater education, worked for some middle schools, different theaters, and now here I am at Old Rochester. I'm very happy to be here.
Incredible. We're very happy to have you.
Yes, thank you.
I can't speak for everyone, but personally, I'm very happy with how everything's been going so far.
I'm glad to hear that.
You clearly have a lot of experience with theater.
Yeah.
What is your favorite show?
My favorite show, so there are a couple, there's a lot of them, but right now I would say The Play That Goes Wrong has been heavy on my mind for like the last year or so. I just love the chaos, because a lot of times theater does go wrong when it's not supposed to. So making it go wrong on purpose, which goes with our show as well, it's one of my favorite genres, so that's what I would say.
Speaking of, what is the show this year?
Our show this year is called Noises Off. It is a farce. Once again, it goes wrong on purpose. Clearly, I have a thing for that, but I think it is a great time.
Method to the Madness, kind of?
Yes, yes.
Incredible. And now, from my understanding, you also teach or instruct theater at Vogue, right?
Yes, I do.
How do you think OR is different from Vogue so far, like theater production-wise?
So a big thing with Vogue Tech is obviously it's a vocational school, so they work a lot of that into the program. So for example, set building, they have a class that builds it during the day.
Ooh, that's pretty handy.
Yeah, so I've never had this anywhere else, so I show up and it's just done already. So obviously here we have to have parent volunteers and students do it, and I think there is positives to both of that. I think obviously students will learn better getting to do it with parent volunteers and with adults, where the class for example, they aren't theater students, they're just going into like construction and things like that, and they just build the set for us, so they're not really looking to learn about theater. So I think it's a positive in the fact that one side we don't have to do it and that's just helpful, but the other side we get to learn how to do it. So I think it's great. And then with vocational school, as far as like media club, they help do like advertisements and things like that, where again here we do it ourselves. So I think there's positives to both of that.
Yeah, definitely. And I know, like here with our set builds, it's a lot of sometimes actors even come and help.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it's a good way to kind of foster that community.
I agree. Yeah, and it really helps just with the message of theater is like bringing people together to a common goal. That building this set and doing that stuff together goes right along with that. It's not always just about the acting. Backstage is just as important. So I do love having set builds with the whole group coming in. I think it's wonderful.
Now, what was your first impression of the drama program here at ORR when you first got here?
Honestly, so I never know how students are going to take to me. So it was honestly very polite was my first impression. We had our first meeting, and obviously like everybody's talking and excited. When I asked everyone to like pay attention the first time, everybody just did. And I was like, whoa.
Not used to that.
So every school is very different. So I just I never expect people to like me immediately. But everybody was so polite. We came up here, played games. Everybody was so open to it. So that is my first impression, was just people were very open to having a new director, which I think is wonderful.
That would point for us, I guess.
Yes, it is. It is very much so.
Are there any big hurdles you feel like you've had to overcome here, starting here at ORR?
So do you mean with the specific show or just in general?
Do you have some of both maybe?
So in general, and this isn't on the school, it's just necessarily figuring out a schedule that works for doing two schools at the same time, which is my own personal choice, obviously, and I love doing it, but that was like step number one, was just figuring out that schedule, but we're doing it, and I think it's working. As far as this show, it's just the nature of the show, the amount of props you have to keep track of, and figuring out who's coming out of what door and when. The script is super complicated, so we have to like go through it with like a fine-tooth comb to like figure out where everybody's going. And that's why I chose the show, because it's challenging, but it is definitely challenging. So yeah.
Yeah, 7 doors is a lot.
7 doors,
lot to handle.
like 100 props. It's a lot, but it's great.
All right. Do you have a favorite prop?
Favorite prop. So we don't have it yet, but our current substitute for our phone, for those that don't know, we're using a pencil case with a big fish tied to it.
We are doing that in fact.
And that is currently our phone. Right now, that's my favorite. Eventually, the real phone, I think, will be my favorite.
I'm personally very proud of that contraption I helped to kind of create.
It's wonderful, yeah.
Now, is there something you hope to kind of implement this year that maybe the club hasn't really seen in the past?
Yes, so, and I know we talked about it earlier, but the festival, Massachusetts Educational Theater Guild Festival, every year, hundreds of schools come together, and it's sort of a tournament style based thing, and we're going to be entering it for the first time ever. It's really just a day for students from all around to get to see people that are just like them, which I think is the best part of it. Some people get really tied into the competition side. I get really tied into it. You just get to see plays all day. Like that's just a great time. There's a dance at the end of the day. You just get to meet and talk to different students. So when I was in high school, that's what I look forward to every year, because you get to travel. Most schools, you don't. When you do theater, you do it in your one building. This is a chance to get to travel somewhere else, witness different stages, different audiences. I think everyone's gonna love it. But that's what I'm looking forward to doing for the first time, is just seeing people meet each other, I think is a lot of fun. Yeah.
I mean, I personally love going to see what other people perform, like put shows on. I've got plenty of friends in theater in other schools. I love going kind of sneaking backstage after a show, seeing how they put something together. I love it.
I think, so theater kids often feel, I think, like sort of like an outcast, like they're different from everyone else that's playing sports or whatever they do, where this festival, whether you're only in the first round or if you make it all the way to the end, you're constantly with hundreds of people who also love the thing that you love. So it's just like an environment where everybody's happy to be there, and all for like one common, like, we love theater. So I think it's wonderful.
It's a sports game for theater kids.
Yes, honestly, yes. So that's very accurate. And I used to say when I was in high school that I'm awful at sports, but I love competition, and this was like the one thing where that came together. So
I couldn't agree more. I'm very excited to see how that goes.
Yeah.
Well, final question. I think everyone at home has been waiting for it. When's the show?
So Noise is Off will be going up November 21st through 24th. That is coming up, I believe it is right Is it right before Thanksgiving?
I
Yes.
believe it's the week before Thanksgiving.
All right, so
yes.
right before Thanksgiving, come out to Mattapoisett, watch Noises Off. There's a lot of doors, there's a lot of sardines, and it's going to go on purpose terribly. It's going to be a great time.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Of course, thank you so much.
Drama sounds like a blast this year.
Up next, Ezra stopped by skit practice and got some insider information. Let's hear it.
Okay, listen up, guys. After the everybody dance, there is a transition song. That is when the Bulldog gets taken. So everyone has to be like acting shocked because that's how they announce that struggle is missing. So everyone has to act very surprised. Alright, I'm gonna run it through again.
Sounds like a fun time.
In our final segment for today, let's visit Katie's Corner.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Katie's Corner. Today we're going to be looking at some book recommendations from Miss Barker. Starting off we have White Smoke by Tiffany D. Jackson. Marigold is running from ghosts. The phantoms of her old life keep haunting her, but a move with her newly blended family from their small California beach town to the embattled Midwestern city of Cedarville might be the fresh start she needs. Her mom has accepted a new job with the Sterling Foundation that comes with a free house, one that Mary now has to share with her bratty 10-year-old stepsister Piper. The renovated picture-perfect home on Maple Street, sitting between dilapidated houses surrounded by wary neighbors, has its secrets. That's only half of the problem. Household items vanish, doors open on their own, lights turn off, shadows walk past rooms, voices can be heard in the walls, and there's a foul smell seeping in through the vents, only Mari seems to notice. Worse, Piper keeps talking about a friend who wants Mari gone. But running from ghosts is just a metaphor, right? As the house closes in, Mari learns the danger isn't limited to Maple Street. Cedarville has its secrets too, and secrets always find their way through the cracks. Miss Barker describes this as a chilling psychological thriller that follows a teen who moves into a haunted house in a new neighborhood, uncovering a dark secret and confronting her past as she navigates the eerie mysteries that threaten her sanity and safety. The next book that we're going to be looking at is Coraline by Neil Gaiman. The day after they moved in, Coraline went exploring. In Coraline's family's new flat are 21 windows and 14 doors. 13 of the doors open and close. The 14th is locked, and on the one side is a brick wall, until the day Coraline unlocks the door to find a passage to another flat and another house just like her own. Only it's different. At first things seem marvelous in the other flat. The food is better, the toy box is filled with wind-up angels that flutter around the bedroom, books whose pictures writhe and crawl and shimmer. little dinosaur skulls that chatter their teeth. But there's another mother and another father, and they want Coraline to stay with them and be their little girl. They want to change her and never let her go. Other children are trapped there as well, lost souls behind mirrors. Coraline is their only hope of rescue. She will have to fight with all her wits and all the tools she can find if she is to save the lost children, her ordinary life, and herself. Critically acclaimed and award-winning, author Neil Gaiman will delight readers with his first novel for all ages. And Miss Barker describes this as a modern, spooky classic about a young girl who discovers a parallel world that seems perfect, until its dark secrets unravel, making it a must-read for fans of eerie, adventurous fantasy. The third book is Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas. Yadriel has summoned a ghost, and now he can't get rid of him. When his traditional latex family has problems accepting his gender, Yadriel becomes determined to prove himself with the help of his cousin and best friend Maritza. He performs the ritual himself, and then sets out to find the ghost of his murdered cousin and set it free. However, the ghost he summons is actually Julian Diaz, and Julian is not about to go quietly into death. He's determined to find out what happened and tie up some loose ends before he leaves. Left with no choice, Yadriel agrees to help Julian, so that they can both get what they want. But the longer Yadriel spends with Julian, the less he wants to leave him. Miss Barker describes this as a captivating supernatural story where a young witch accidentally summons a mischievous ghost, blending magic, mystery, and romance in a heartfelt adventure that vividly brings the Day of the Dead traditions to life. This fourth book is Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. It came from the woods, most strange things do. 5 mysterious, spine-tingling stories following journeys into and out of the eerie abyss. These chilling tales spring from the macabre imagination of acclaimed and award-winning comic creator Emily Carroll. Come take a walk in the woods and see what awaits you there. And Miss Barker describes this as a haunting graphic novel collection of 5 eerie short stories, where chilling narratives intertwine to create a must-read for fans of dark gothic horror that lingers in your mind long after the last page. This 5th book is An Outbreak of Witchcraft by Deborah Noyes. A gripping tale of paranoia at its worst, An Outbreak of Witchcraft visually imagines the haunting details of Salem witch trials in this bewitching narrative nonfiction graphic novel. From 1692 to 1693, fear reigned in the small village of Salem, Massachusetts. The night Abigail Williams and Betty Paris first accused their servant of witchcraft was only the beginning. Several more accusations would follow suit, sparking a widespread panic that consumed Salem in one of the longest cases of witch trials in America, where more than 20 innocent lives were lost and mistrust ran amok. The community was in ruins, from the afflicted who fanned the flames of superstition to the judges who used their power unjustly, and the accused who were falsely charged and hanged in consequence. In the absence of due process, and with hysteria abounding, no one in Salem was safe. Journey into how it all began in this arresting, true-to-life look at how lies become facts, friends turn to foes, and loved ones turn to enemies. Miss Barker describes this book as a gripping graphic novel that reimagines the infamous Salem witch trials, blending historical fiction with stunning visuals to explore the hysteria, fear, and persecution that define this dark and local chapter in American history. This last book is Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell. Deja and Josiah are seasonal best friends. Every autumn, all through high school, they've worked together at the best pumpkin patch in the whole wide world. They say goodbye every Halloween and they're reunited every September 1st. But this Halloween is different. Josiah and Deja are finally seniors, and this is their last season at the pumpkin patch, their last shift together and their last goodbye. What if their last shift was an adventure? And Miss Barker describes this as a lighthearted graphic novel that follows 2 high school seniors working at a pumpkin patch during the fall festival, capturing the magic of friendship, first love, and the spirit of the season in a heartwarming, whimsical adventure. I would like to thank Miss Barker for all of her recommendations, and all of these books can be checked out at the school library if you are interested. Thank you for tuning in to Katie's Corner, and I'll see you next time.
Wow, I might have to check out some of those books. Teachers and students, if you want something filmed and shown on Bulldog Weekly, let us know here at the ORC TV station.
Be sure to check out our Vimeo and social media channels for everything we film here at ORC TV. We film sports games, town meetings, school events, and much more.
Well, that wraps up this episode of Bulldog Weekly. Until next time, I'm Edie.
And I'm Ezra.
And this is Bulldog Weekly. Why are you doing it like that?
No, they move too much. Like, see? You have to keep it locked, or else it's gonna, you know?
No, dude, jazz hands.